Plan failed. I didn't actually committed actual suicide. I'm here after having some severe attacks of suicidal thoughts upon my mental health. Here I am thinking about something. I just watched a video from a guy who actually changed something in my head. And today it was the day when I finally decided to kill myself. But instead I ended up going to bed, sleeping, and something strange happened. Actually, I did commit suicide of some sort. Not actual physical suicide, but a mental suicide. Before this, I was a loser who masturbated 30 times a day, who actually ate junk food, sugar. Literally, sugar was my first thing in the morning. Not brushing the teeth, it was first thing in the morning. I was eating so much sugar, so much shit, to the point where when I finally went to the dentist, he was like, why? Why did you do that to yourself? He literally just did that same expression I just demonstrated in front of you. He just held his head and just questioned me, why the fuck did I do this to my teeth? I'm so young to have these problems with my teeth. That's what he said. And other than that, I was playing, shitting, sleeping, and repeating. Not an exciting life, is it? No friends, no girls, no health, nothing. Constantly sick, constantly in pain, either from the teeth or from the body that I have not moved in weeks. Not a good life. So I decided to go to bed that day. And the morning after I wake up, I just realized something. I did commit suicide. I committed a suicide to my old self. I murdered my old self. That guy who played video games, that guy who masturbated, that guy who was addicted to so many things, to so many activities, was finally gone. That day, I worked out, I read, I meditated, I journaled, I did all of these good activities, cleaned my room, and everything went well. The only habit that stuck from my past self was the video games, which even that I limited to only 1 hour a day, because I strictly started following a timetable back then. A timetable that, believe it or not, I would follow from A to Z without missing. I would literally follow it in the exact minute and second I would tell myself to do. So I became a very productive person, and just 1 week later, here I am about to play my video game again, and I'm just thinking, do I seriously need this in life? Is it even fun anymore? It's not even fun. So I just ended up pressing the X button, and 2 days later completely deleting the game, because it was time. So since that day onwards, since that morning, after I committed a mental suicide to my 1.0 version of myself, my entire life changed. I became a better man, a better son, a better grandson to my grandparents, a better student. I started getting straight A's at school because without even studying at home, because I was actually meditating and focusing upon what the professor said. And I was thinking, I was connecting the dots, and believe it or not, I was just there, sitting like a king, confidently answering the questions and getting 5 after 5 after 5 after 5 in high school. That was what happened. Before this year, I was being bullied every single day in school. I was regretting going to school. I was going there with my head, but my legs were coming back because I didn't want to go there to face the same humiliation every single day. So I thought it would be the same. You think maybe it would be the same again, like nothing would change. Why would it change? Well, I shaved my head, I got jacked, more educated, more disciplined, going back to school, surprising everyone, and instant respect from everyone that I have met. Because now I'm taking cold showers, now I'm meditating, now I'm doing all of these activities that who else does? Just tell me a person who does that too. My entire life changed, and only because of one reason. That was NoFap and self-improvement. I stopped jacking off, which meant I finally completed my full refill of testosterone, which I was always lacking. If you didn't know, it takes about 7 days for the testosterone to replenish. So if you're jacking off even once a week, you're in a constant deficit for testosterone. If you're jacking off once a week, yeah, fair enough, you will hit the peak and then you will crash down. It's not worth it. So I finally got back to my normal levels, to my peak of testosterone, and I stayed on that peak ever since then. I have not masturbated willingly even once since that day onward. Of course, I had wet dreams. However, do you consider those a relapse, or are they a natural thing? Tell me that yourself. Only you know that answer. So, my life completely changed after these two activities, NoFap and self-improvement. Just to give you a short explanation as to what I did. I started meditating. I thought it was gay, and when I gave it a shot, I just realized how fucked up my brain actually was. Meditation isn't some crazy activity. It's just you sitting down for literally 30 seconds when you begin, or just 15 if you can't even do 30, and just trying to focus upon your breath. Do it right now. Follow my lead. Breathe in. And while you breathe in, follow the breath. And now while you breathe out, follow the breath again. It may be at the mouth, it may be at the nose, it may be the chest, the tummy, wherever you feel it the most. Just do it. That's how you meditate. You're supposed to be present. Number 2, gratitude journaling. Gratitude journaling is an activity where simply you feel grateful for the most random thing that you will find inside your life. I just randomly picked up this elephant-looking thing. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for this flower specifically. It looks interesting. This was probably the first time you saw a guy who is actually feeling grateful for such a small thing. You may be even considering this being a weird thing, because who else is doing this? Who else is feeling grateful for something so small in life? Who? No. Now that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing comes down when it comes down to your traumas, to your events that you actually hate in your life, and that only you know whether you like them or not. So that's exactly where gratitude journaling comes in. When I first discovered this, 20 days later, I ran out of things to be grateful for. So I started feeling grateful for my traumas. And with a heavy hand, I'm writing that I'm grateful that my mother, as a child, as soon as I tried to hug her, she just pushed me away and just backhanded me. I'm writing that down and I don't want to finish it. I just want to tear the paper and say no, yet I just put the dot and it was like a heavy rock just lifted off my heart, and now I feel easier. Now I feel lighter. That was the exact same feeling I got, and you can get the same feeling. Number 3 was exercising. I started literally changing myself, up until the point I had the skinny fat physique, skinny as toothpick arms, and with a belly. Like, what the fuck are you? Are you fat? Are you skinny? Decide. What are you? I was the same physique that I just explained, and I started changing that. In just 3 months of exercising at home, when I finally handshaked my friend from high school, he was like, "Damn, you gotten stronger this summer." That was very remarkable. I started getting looks from girls and respect from people. And finally, education. Without education, I'm sorry, you will not make it. There is one good quote from, I believe it was Isaac Newton who said that. Don't get me, don't quote me on my word. I believe it was Isaac Newton who said this. When you read books or materials from other people in the past, you are standing on shoulders of giants. And just realize how powerful that quote is. You are a puny little tiny man, and you're standing on a shoulder of a giant. You can't even see yourself on the shoulder because of how big it is. And that shoulder is called education. And every single person, every single author who had written a book up until this point has done a great service to you. Now, will you take that service and use it as something productive, or will you not? That's a decision you will have to make. Do you want to stay broke, poor, unhappy, depressed, and miserable? Or do you want to be happy, a beautiful wife, constantly having attraction from other people, having a good group of friends, and actually being wealthy in life. Think about that. Which one do you want? Do you want to be free or do you want to be trapped? That's your decision. You need to start seeing books as a condensed stardust which you hold in your hand, and all you need to do is just take the power of the stardust inside your brain. That's all you need to do. So that's how I changed my life. That was the morning after I killed myself. And oh boy, I'm grateful that I did. Because right now I'm the best person I have ever been since the day I was born. And this progress, you would think it came over the years, over the 19 years of my life. No, they came in the last 3. They just came in the last 3. Nowhere else. So do the same thing. I just explained to you. I just gave you the path. Now it's your choice if you will actually start walking the path. And it's easy. It's easy to just click off this video and literally 9 minutes later you're thinking about which girl you will jack off to next, which Pornhub site you will visit, which video game you will play, and how the fuck will you scam your next Roblox person because you need 5 Robux in your bank account because you want to buy a cool feather for your ear or something. The fuck will you do with that feather? Stick it up your ass or something? Like, come on, man. Actually make logical sense in life for once. Take action. And for that, I will hold you accountable. Click the first link in the description. There is no course. There is no $97 scam or something like that. It's a free community. It literally doesn't cost anything. So, are you just gonna stay there? Are you just gonna say no? Are you just gonna leave this video without completing this pretty simple action step? Are you that lazy? Go click that link right now and join that community. And every single day, you can hold yourself accountable with other people. And every single Saturday, you can attend a call with me inside, so that I will hold you accountable as well. And if you're curious as to how to learn more about these topics that I'm talking about, click this video over my head to learn more.